Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer. We are a middle-aged couple with a Regal Unlimited subscription and a huge propensity for movie theater popcorn.
Here we are in the deep of midwinter.
It feels like winter to me because whenever it's fall, it's the time where the only place where I'm actually warm is in the shower.
Okay. But this movie probably didn't help much.
It really didn't. It did not help psychologically at all.
We are
or physiologically.
We are making a video for every movie we see together in 2025, and tonight we saw a movie called Dead of Winter.
I bet you haven't heard of it.
Probably not. This is a Monday mystery movie. Where Regal plays a movie that you haven't seen yet because it hasn't come out yet, and tickets are $5, or in our case, free. And yeah, we often see interesting movies this way. We see some real horrible ones, but we've seen some very good movies. And I would put this much more on the really good side.
Yeah.
This one, it's a thriller starring Emma Thompson and Judy Greer, who are both doing fantastic characters here that you would not expect either of them to play. They are deeply, deeply committed to their parts, and they are great actors, so it works. And they are very much at odds with each other in this movie. I don't want to give away too much. I don't think we should do spoilers for this one.
Why? Nobody that's watching it is gonna see it.
But somebody might.
Well, I mean, you can go see it when it comes on streaming. You should watch it, actually. It's a thriller. It's a very woman-oriented thriller. Like, there's very few characters. It's ostensibly set in northern Minnesota in the ass end of nowhere. And it's actually shot in the ass end of nowhere, northern Finland.
Where I proposed to you.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Were we over the Finnish border by that point?
We were in Finland.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
In the middle of the night.
That's true.
Yeah.
When it was really goddamn cold.
It was very, very cold. And we were chasing the northern lights.
And we were wrapped up in many, many layers, which many of the people in this movie are not. How they don't all freeze to death, oh no. Maybe because it's a movie.
Anyway, so this is a thriller.
It is a thriller.
Again, I don't want to spoil too much because you might see it, and if you do, you'll enjoy it better if you don't know what's coming.
Very true.
So, Emma Thompson plays this very tough older woman who is driving through Wisconsin, you said?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
They have Minnesota license plates.
Right, in the middle of the winter, and
you hear on the radio, the Twin Cities and stuff. Like, it's very clear at the very beginning.
Yes,
it's Minnesota.
You're right. And she basically sees something she shouldn't see. Then Judy Greer gets involved, and things go real sideways real fast.
To hell in a handbasket.
Now,
to hell in a shooty handbasket.
This is one of those thrillers where literally everything you see, every object in the movie, every prop, is going to come back and find an interesting and unexpected use. There is an ice fishing hut in this movie that gets used in a way I don't think anyone's ever used an ice fishing hut before.
I would like to hope no one's used an ice fishing hut that way. Let's just put it like that.
I'm at odds with what we can actually say now because it's just spoilers right from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I guess for us, because I guess I was vaguely aware that Emma Thompson had a movie coming out that I knew I wasn't going to see because I had seen it in the Regal app. So when the movie came on and, they show you who the actors are in the opening credits and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, it's that movie that I saw in the app that I probably read the 3 or 4 sentence description of, but I didn't remember any of it except that Emma Thompson was in it.
Yeah.
And
I remember that Judy Greer was in it.
Yeah. And
I have a crush on Judy Greer.
As well you should, but the text in that thing is just so damn small that I just kind of hunt for like the things that are like will clue me in so that when I see this somewhere, see a description of a movie somewhere else, I'll actually read it, right? But this is not a movie that I think that many people are going to know is coming out, right? So I didn't see any other mention of it besides in this app. So I'm like, Emma Thompson is in a movie. She's in a movie playing a woman from northern Minnesota. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen her in a movie, doing an American accent.
Very specific American
and
accent.
very specific American accent. And
the comparisons to this to Fargo and Frances McDormand are pretty hard to avoid.
Yeah.
It is very much in that same kind of like very dark space where everybody's armed and dangerous all the time. It's not funny. There's no humor in this movie.
There is no humor in this movie.
Pitch black, dark movie.
And this is, like, because I am deeply suspicious of, like, being out in the middle of nowhere where there really is, like, literally no one else, this doesn't make me feel cheerful about that prospect.
No.
Like, anything goes wrong, you're just toast.
The movie is absolutely set you up to put you in that mind frame of like this is a dangerous place at the best of times. That the weather itself is one of those dangerous parts of this movie.
Yeah, the weather will kill you. Being in the middle of nowhere will kill you. Oh, and then sometimes they're people.
Yeah.
And of course, people are always a problem. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I said, the comparisons to Fargo are hard to avoid, but I think it's actually much closer to something like A Simple Plan.
Which I did not see.
That's a great movie. It's one of these movies where it's like, starts from a really simple premise and then builds to be this really sharp thriller where everything goes wrong. And this is very similar to that.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't say this is enormously clever as a thriller.
Okay.
Like, while you're not 100% what's going to happen in the story, it's not too hard to figure out what's going on and what's happening in the story. It's very good at creating tension. Like, I felt anxious the entire movie.
Absolutely.
Because it was snowy, middle of nowhere, and then other shit going on that is anxiety inducing. But it's not clever in doing it. It's just tense. Like,
I'd say there's some clever choices made here. I think that it's by clever, I just mean that the plot is very tight.
I disagree.
Okay.
To me, a tight plot is one that doesn't telegraph itself to you as it's going.
Okay.
It's one where, like, you miss some of those little meaningful things because there's so many other things going on. Because this movie has very few characters. Most of the characters don't have names. And, they're described in the credits by what they're wearing. And...
Yeah, intriguingly, I don't think any of the male characters have names.
There is one male character that has a name.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but most of them don't. And
can't say why because that would be a spoiler.
That would be a spoiler, right? But what was I saying?
It's not the tightest plot. You think that it's loose, and you always know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so it kind of telegraphs to you what's going to happen next. Oh yeah, you were saying that those little, any little prop or whatever you're going to see again. Yeah. And
the camera does zoom in on the prop every single time.
Exactly.
Like,
and
keep in mind, this person has a nail in their pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a simple movie and a small movie, there's so few characters, and it's the middle of nowhere in the snow. There's also very few physical objects. So, like, to me, when I would say, like, a tightly plotted thriller is one where, there's a close-up on someone's phone and you're not 100% sure why, or you think you know why, and then the plot actually tells you that there's something else going on. And with this, it's much more clear, right? Like, you see this thing, you know this thing is going to be important, and then you see it again, and it's like, oh yeah, this thing is going to be really important. And then it sort of tells you some of the reasons why it's important. And then later it tells you another reason why it's important. But that second reason why it's important, you actually could guess. And some of them I did, right? So for me, it's like, if I can see where it's going pretty clearly, then it's not that great. It's good. Like, it's still, I was still anxious the whole time.
Yeah.
Even though I knew there, you know, I had a sense of where things were going or even what the next piece of action might be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that anticipation of like, oh yeah, I know the next thing is going to happen is going to be bad, you know, so you're like anxious for that.
Yeah, you're bracing yourself against it. I
Yeah.
would say there are a couple surprises in the movie that really got me. And, and there were moments where it was like, you think you know exactly what's going to happen, and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that there are a few plot contrivances that...
A few?
Okay, so the central premise of the plot, like the reason why all this is happening, is kind of ludicrous. But it's actually called out as such in the movie.
Yes.
And that is less about how ludicrous the idea is and how desperate the characters are.
Yeah.
And how badly they need things to go their way, and things can't possibly go their way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you know, and other characters definitely do call them out on that. So I think that it's not so ludicrous that you can't accept it as part of the story. Yeah, and I felt it was nice and tight. I in the sense of very economical. There's not a lot of like fat in this movie.
Nope.
I don't think you could trim off any scene from this movie. There's very little time spent. Even on characterization, there's some very important pieces of characterization that are handled incredibly deftly, with a couple flashbacks, with a couple of, you know, character choices that are just really skillfully done, without adding a huge amount of runtime to the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why we liked it so much, was it just keeps moving. It does not stop once it gets going. And yeah, and I think that's also the central theme of the movie, is this idea of, you know, you don't just lie down and die. That's the theme, and which is stated very clearly in the movie, but I think it makes a really good case for that. You know, we had a couple quibbles about...
I mean, my quibble, to be honest, is with the ending, which, you know, we can't really discuss if we're not going to do spoilers.
We can't discuss it all. So, yeah, and it's basically just one choice at the ending, but you could have gone a different way. But it's fine. Just a really solid thriller movie about characters who are smart and try to make smart decisions in impossible situations. And, you know, tough people trying to live through a tough time. And I think that it really won me over. I was absolutely ready for this to be a stinker, and it was definitely not. It was...
Yeah, it's not a stinker. I don't think I liked it as much as you did, because I don't think it's as smart. I don't think the characters are quite as believable as you felt. But like in its context, like I was, you know, like I didn't quite suspend my disbelief. Like there were points where I'm like, but then I'm still willing to go along with it, you know, and enjoyed where it went. You know, anybody that knows me knows I'm a sucker for cold and bleak. And, you know, so the cinematography is gorgeous, and particularly at the end, there's some like amazing visual choices that are really very, very beautiful in ways that you aren't strictly necessary in a thriller that's trying to keep you suspenseful and stuff. But, you know, like, yeah, a frozen lake in northern Finland is a beautiful thing, you know, and it's a huge part of the movie, right? And it's also a frankly terrifying thing, even though I know there is plenty of ice for people to be walking and tromping and stuff and whatever. Like, that is just fundamentally scary, right? Like, so, you know, we start with that, and then it gets weirder from there, scarier and crazier from there.
Yeah, so I think that's all we got to say about this, because
right.
I really don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
I definitely think it's worth seeing.
It is worth seeing. I'm assuming that you will see it on streaming, you know. You won't necessarily haul yourself to the theater to see it, which is respectable.
This is not a second screen movie. This is something you're going to have to watch carefully.
That's true. Yeah, you blink and you'll miss it.
But I think it is definitely worth that kind of sustained attention. Side note, if you go into a movie at night, don't bring a baby.
Don't bring a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Who's going to start screaming the second the movie gets loud and violent.
Yep.
At
least they took the kid out. No, I don't understand. I have utterly no sympathy.
I want to have compassion for this because I know that it must be just so hard to have a new baby and not have any time to yourself.
This was not a new baby.
Okay.
I saw this child coming in, like over, walking past you. Like, this is not a new baby. And it's a Monday night. And there's literally no reason for that kid to be in the movie theater. And then the rating of a mystery movie. So this is not
an R-rated movie.
A G movie with cartoons and stuff. It's an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Either somebody's going to die or somebody's going to fuck. Like, there's no need for this kid to be in this movie. Like, I really don't care.
So I might have been slightly more charitable about it because it wasn't as bad as the other day when I watched The Long Walk.
Yes.
And a family came in with a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old boy. The Long Walk is one of the most viscerally violent movies of the year. It's literally a movie about young boys being shot in the head repeatedly over and over. 49 out of 50 of them get shot in the head. Spoilers for,
a book that came out
40
years
70s,
ago, 50 years ago.
And, and a story that is literally about Royale situation. Anyway, and these 6 and 8-year-old boys was watching the whole thing and like cheering for parts of it. And I was just like, that's not appropriate.
Yep.
That is super inappropriate. I think that this baby probably was not going to remember this movie.
No, this baby isn't going to remember this movie. The inappropriateness of it, I'm sorry, a movie that starts at 7, the kid should be going to bed at 8, right?
We didn't get home till 10, so.
Kid's out too late. And this kid is going to start fucking screaming. Like, what the fuck? Unless
It didn't scream for most of the movie. I was impressed by that.
Right. Whatever was going on back there, they were able to keep the kid distracted. But when it got loud, then the kid started crying.
Yeah. The vast majority of the movie, the kid was just making baby talk sounds.
Yeah.
But
not wildly loudly, not wildly distracting.
Loud.
Yeah. Anywho, I don't have any sympathy for that. Like, whatevs, do better.
Anyway, that's Dead of Winter. We enjoyed it. Check it out on streaming.
Cold.
And she's still cold because it's a very cold movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until next time.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.